Easier, I'm sorry.
Let me answer that briefly and then get back into,
okay.
Try not to be long-winded because I am long-winded, and just give you the basic on the Goldman Sachs coup in the Gulf.
Okay.
But this is the issue. I've studied it. 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, they would kill you deader than a hammer. People wrote books about this stuff. They would get beaten to death on their way to the grocery store in a small town. They'd get run over. They'd be killed. They'd die of a 12-hour cancer. And it's now been declassified that they did have cancer weapons programs. But side issue. Now, now there's so many people out here speaking out that they found that when they smash us flatter than a pancake and when they kill us, it only hurts them more. Now, they are starting to prosecute whistleblowers. They didn't do that in the past. Pentagon whistleblower releases video of troops killing kids and laughing in Baghdad. They're charging that guy with felonies, and they're trying to hunt down. Even MSNBC reported that there were kill orders for the guy that released the Pentagon Papers, Daniel Ellsberg, and that there may be kill orders for the head of WikiLeaks. So if you're releasing original bombshell, prima facie bullet points that will hurt them, they tend to kill your ass deader than a hammer if you don't release it first. Once you release it, you're safe. So that's why they haven't killed me. They have tried to buy me off and things like that. Now,
they've tried to buy you off?
Absolutely.
Who's tried to buy you off?
Well, I do wear a journalist hat, and when a company or a group comes to me and says, this is off record, and I've even signed a non-disclosure in one case. When somebody comes to you and says, we're going to give you this proposal, and you give us your word, it won't, be on the record. But I've had major radio networks in the past and others come to me and say, one more than 10 years ago, and they offered me 15 times what I was making, and then
so why wouldn't you reveal who they were? If you're revealing government stuff, that could be, why not expose these people who are part of it?
Because I have honor.
That's not honor, though. You're helping them.
I don't mess with people's families. I don't call for people to mess with politicians or globalist families because I don't want my families messed with. It's the rules of war.
But Alex,
if somebody comes to you and offers you a deal and says it's off record, and unless it's criminal, it's off record. And
so you would honor these people who are helping to perpetuate and to keep these things going that you're fighting against?
You know what? A radio vice president or a radio president, and these things have all changed hands. It's different people today. Is like, oh, yeah, there's a world government, but it's for the good of everything, Alex. And, we've got to lower the standard of living here to help the third world. And, I've heard the speech repeatedly.
So somebody came to you with that.
You're a smart guy. The general public will tear you apart. You belong with the elite. You're a smart guy. No more black helicopters. No more Federal Reserve. You'll replace Rush Limbaugh, and we'll develop a TV show. I was offered basically to be Glenn Beck before Glenn Beck was even on the radar.
So why wouldn't you take that job and then use their own duplicitousness against them?
Because they know I'm honorable. They've been given intelligence files on me.
So that's honorable?
Hold on. They know I'm for real. They know I'm not going to sell out, boys. They know I'm not going to go on there and sell out. I'm not going to change what I say. I can't control what I say.
So wait, they offered you these big gigs and all of this money, and on your honor, you're not revealing who they are, and you didn't take it to use that platform because you're making films for free, which to me means that you do care.
They told me. They said, you will have editorial control. You will have a couple of producers, and we will bring you what you're going to cover, and you're not going to cover. This happened repeatedly. It was like a script. No more black helicopters. No more Federal Reserve. No more. And this happened 3 different times. One time it was a little radio guy, a national consultant. Then it was a vice president. Then it was even higher level. Come on, guys.
So you fight against.
Here's the deal.
Hold on, Alex. You fight against declassifying stuff.
Here's the deal.
You fight against declassifying stuff, and yet you're helping classify stuff.
I'm getting it all my way. I'm doing it my way, and I'm getting it all.
But why not then help bring them down? Here's how you make yourself bigger, is you bring them down through their own. If they come to you with these type of deals, and they come to you by offering. Why would I want to bring down
some radio guy who knows the truth?
Because he is a part of what you're fighting.
No, he's not. He's
sure
he
is.
Let me tell you something.
Why would he be privy to the information?
I talk to radio executives now. And I mean people that are good friends with Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck and people like that. I talk to radio execs now who know I'm a good guy and I don't burn people, and they tell me, let me tell you the truth, these guys have all got bodyguards and know the New World Order's real, and we thought you were a kook 10 years ago, and we're scared, and a lot of people want to leave the country.
So they came to a known kook,
CEOs aren't bad people. These radio CEOs aren't bad people.
Alex, they came to a known kook. They came to a guy like you, and they just trusted you, and they said, look, we're going to tell you what we're telling you. We're going to put our careers and our jobs on the line by offering you this gigantic salary. Instead of just leaving you...
Hey, guys, I'm on the cover of Radio Inc. I didn't get back with talkers to be on the cover last week because I was too busy. I mean, they recognize talent. You think I'm making
I'm not
this stuff
saying
up?
you're not talented. I think...
Hold on. You think I'm making this stuff up?
I think you're making up the part about them offering you a lot of money.
Movies, guys. My websites combined are starting to approach the Drudge Report. I mean, they recognize talent. They came and they said, listen, kid, you got talent. And they said, you want to be on a crusade and basically go nowhere or not be sure of going somewhere? Or do you want to go to the big time right now, kid?
I would believe that they offered you a job and said, look, we would like you to change your format. We like you, but not what you talk about. That I would believe. But you're saying you signed confidentiality clauses as far as them believing in the New World Order. You're implying that it's something like the New World Order and they're somehow a part of it. They're going, hey,
yes,
come with us.
I was repeatedly given speeches that, because these guys don't want you to think they're dumb. They're like, yeah, there is global government, you know, but it's...
So do you think that they were a part of it and believed it, or were just appeasing you to try to get you? You're saying two different things.
That could have been it.
Okay, well, that's kind of different than what you were saying. That's all I'm pointing out.
Well, I'm telling you, well, I mean, look. It sucks you in slow.
But the devil doesn't come and just tell you everything that is evil and then hold you to your honor to not tell everybody else.
Hollywood people. I know a lot of Hollywood people. I've never really reached out to them. They've all reached out to me. And I have been with some of the most powerful people in Hollywood. I mean, some of them you wouldn't believe. I mean, I'm talking about
Colin Quinn.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about the biggest lawyers in Hollywood. I'm talking about some of the biggest producers. I'm talking about people that have made billions of dollars. I'm talking about above Brad Pitt level, okay? I'm talking about the highest levels.
We get it.
They all know this stuff's real, okay?
All right,
but again,
they all know and they're scared, and they want to break the order. You know what? I woke up Bruce Willis. I can talk about that because Rick Linklater's talked about it. Okay,
Jimmy did a movie with him.
Yeah.
Well, the point is, Bruce Willis, you know, was basically a right-wing neocon until he saw my films when he was here making a movie in Austin 3 years ago. And I wasn't even going to talk about it. And then Rick Linklater came on my show and said, yeah, I woke up Bruce Willis with your videos. He said now he understands the New World Order and how both parties are controlled. And then Bruce Willis, a few months later, gave a Vanity Fair interview. And he said, yes, I no longer am basically the way I was. The same people that killed Kennedy are the ones running America today. It's a world government.
Then I'd love to sit and have a debate with Bruce Willis. I don't say that you haven't turned people that don't believe you or you're not a smart guy, but I do find it difficult to believe.
Bruce Willis. I'm talking about the people that
I do find it difficult to believe that they would come and just offer you.
I'm talking about people that run entire studios. Know their water's being
Why do they
poisoned.
trust you enough, Alex, to tell you this stuff when what you do is talk about this stuff for a living?
Because it's known that I don't. Somebody says this is incompetence. It's incompetence.
But no, you're a man of honor, and people respect that. So why would they betray themselves and put everything they have on the line to talk to, let's be honest, a known blabbermouth?
Well, you know what? I am somewhat of a blabbermouth on the radio, but in person, it's more electric. I mean,
so you're saying that if somebody gives you these facts, which in a way
I don't know why
proves
people
them,
tell me things. When you sit out on a veranda overlooking the Hollywood Hills, you know, talking to somebody, you get real with them and look them right in the eye and say, you know, this is going to destroy your grandchildren. You know this. You know, this program's real. You understand the true power structure.
If you're respecting
and you understand that you are selling out humanity. These people say, yes, I know. What are we supposed to do?
So, well, you should be exposing those people. Then you're exposing other people. You can't expose people, but not expose people who are just nice to you in person.
Diplomat format. It's not like I'm out running around doing this. In the last, decade, I mean, this might have happened to me 10, 12, 13 times.
All right, well, that's a lot. That's a lot of names.
It's not like I'm wallowing around in these. I mean, I could go out there and try to ingratiate myself more, but I haven't even attempted that.
Al, that's a lot of names. 13 people. You said big radio heads had come to you and offered to pay you 10 times what you were making.
Just a number. 10, 15 times have I ended up in super high-powered meetings and events and seeing things.
So you're saying that people who knew there was a New World Order, not just believed it and were being...
hey, what do you think it's like if I'm right, being near the top and knowing how evil this plan is?
I think that none of them who really believed that or thought that would come to you and admit that they knew or thought that and expect you to not talk about it.
Okay, one time, here's an example. One time, probably 11 years ago, I was up at the Texas Capitol, and I was walking out of a bathroom, and up walked one of the heads, I'll just leave it at that, of the government of Texas. And he stuck a card in my hand. He said, you ought to come by for a meeting sometime. And he goes, listen, everything you're saying is true, But the public's a bunch of idiots, and they don't want freedom. You'll come by my office sometime, and I ended up losing the card, never coming by his office because I'm busy. The point is, these guys...
Wait, hold on. You were too busy to go by a man in that powerful position? Like, you interview a guy who ran the film for the moon, and I know you do a lot of compelling interviews. Why would you blow that off, or why would you protect his name when this is a guy you could